Often overshadowed by the Conjuring franchise, the Insidious franchise has emerged to be one of the better horror franchises of the 2010s. Now, the franchise has some pretty good writing, and I think is very original, with the writers introducing this unique storyline with individuals in the films astral projecting their consciousness into a different dimension, one James Wan named The Further. In my opinion, the original was really good, and the sequel was not too bad either. The first film has stars Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne, yet a little-known character named Elise really stole the show. This raised the question, could Elise carry this prequel by herself? Now, Insidious 3 is also a prequel as well in this franchise, but I haven't seen it, so it's tough to comment on that and Elise's role. But from what I've read and gathered, she wasn't the primary character in this film. Elise, played by Lynn Shay, I thought did a really good job in Insidious Last Key. Now, Last Key wasn't as good as the first two, but it was definitely an entertaining horror movie. Sometimes these spin-off type movies are pretty bad, and this definitely wasn't the case. Now, Last Key explores Elise's life and is really a deep dive into her character and how she became to know so much about this strange and frightening phenomenon. As a young girl, she's haunted by ghosts and eventually, by mistake, lets a demon in. Once she does, terrifying things start to happen. She kills her mother. Her dad begins to be controlled by this evil and punishes Elise for saying she sees ghosts. After years, Elise receives a call from someone who alleges he is being haunted as well. Now, Elise heads back to her childhood home and once again brings back fan favorites Tucker and Specs. She soon reunites with her estranged brother and his daughters, and who are also able to astral project as well. And when they visit the home, one of the daughters loses consciousness and travels out into the further. Eventually, Elise goes along with her sister, with the girl's sister, and the two rescue the trapped sister in the further. It wasn't the most frightening ending to a movie, but definitely I thought it was good enough. If there's one thing I don't really love about these movies, is there's no final villain or bad guy. I would say it would be good to see them add this in, and I think it would have helped to make the movie a little bit more scary. I know the first one had that red-faced demon, but maybe throw in some scenes of Elise and her team researching an evil demon controlling this purgatory space. Now, Last Key, I still thought succeeded on many levels. First off, it had a good cast, one that really overachieved in many ways considering there's no big name actors or actresses. Second, it managed to have an interesting storyline, something never easy to do in sequels, and even tougher to do in a movie like this. Elise and her two sidekicks were the most interesting aspect of the original, and Elise's background was definitely a story I thought worth telling. Third, the movie I thought succeeded in having some decent twist. In this film, several characters get controlled by demons, and this leads them to kidnapping and torturing women. In the film, Elise and Tucker spot a woman in the house, and Tucker comes out and states, "That's not a ghost." And in the next few moments, we learn the haunted man, the troubled man who called Elise, actually took the girl. I thought this was a nice and unexpected twist in the movie. Too often writers put twists at the end, but twists like this in the middle of the movie, they're solid to keep the viewer engaged, and this was definitely something good that the movie did. In sum, I thought this was a pretty good horror movie, one I definitely should have watched years ago, but I'm finally glad I got around to seeing it.